of the biggest things that stands out to me this year that we're changing is when you come into EDC, it's not going to be the same EDC that you're used to. We're completely changing the layout. Some of the biggest stages are just moving. You're not going to know where you are when you walk in.
Hey guys, welcome back to Rave Culture Cast, your weekly guide to the EDM community, music festivals, and more. I am your host, Emma Capotes, and I am pumped because we officially have the EDC Las Vegas 2024 lineup, you guys. And if you watch the actual live stream, we got it revealed to us through music again, which was always my favorite way that they did lineup reveals, but it was awesome. I did like a whole live stream party on my YouTube channel, which I've been doing for like literally years, and Insomniac Radio and the Noise House team did an incredible production with that, but so much got revealed. Secrets have been spilled. We know some teasers about the festival map, the layout, stage designs. We have the lineup. So in today's episode, I just wanted to talk about everything with you guys, kind of like react to the lineup and just chat a little bit about the changes that are coming to the festival this year that were revealed on the live stream. We'll talk about the theme, the like artists that are really like a selling point for me personally that I think like makes the tickets worth it. So that is everything we're going to get into today. But before we do that, you guys, I am selling tickets to a few Insomniac festivals. So if you guys need tickets and you want to buy through me, I really appreciate you using my affiliate links. I'm currently selling Beyond Wonderland SoCal, last call for that. I will be at Beyond Wonderland this year. So excited. It's my first SoCal rave, my first SoCal festival, my first Beyond Wonderland. Like, so pumped about that. So definitely need to like plan something with you guys. But I'm selling for that festival, for Beyond Wonderland Chicago, Project Glow, which I am going to go to as well. I'm going just on Saturday this year, and then Day Trip LA. So I will link all those tickets below if you guys want to grab anything. Of course, you can connect with us at Rave Culture Cast on all of the platforms. We have an amazing Facebook group community and Discord. So come join us over there. And if you guys like today's episode, it means a lot if you share this, put it on your Instagram stories, Twitter, tag us, rate, review, all those things. So with all that being said, let's dive into the theme for this year first. I want to start there because this is always a huge deal. Whether you're a first timer or not, like the theme changes every single year. The main stage design, kinetic field changes every single year. So this year we have Kinetic Circle, which I'm going to read Pasquale's announcement over here, just describe what that means. So the kinetic circle is a concept that encapsulates the idea that everything in life eventually comes full circle. Circles hold profound significance in our lives. They symbolize the circle of life, the circle of trust, and the circle of community. Whether it's the rising sun, the full moon, the rings of a tree, or the way we embrace each other, these circular patterns carry deeper meanings. I can't wait for us all to celebrate one of the most important circles of all, our EDC family. So love that theme. I think that's a really cool theme. The stage itself, so Pasquale talked about this, the main stage design, he was like, it's not gonna be circles, like the theme isn't reflected in the design, so don't be fooled by that. He was like, it's not a bunch of like circular LED screens. So that is one thing we had teased to us. I want to talk about, before we dive into the lineup, let's talk about the changes to the festival. So I think I got down everything. There was probably more that was teased, but these were the main changes to me, which I should have mentioned this already. Am I going? I don't know yet. I am planning to go. I'm trying to put the wheels in motion because I kind of left it up in the air, but I don't have a ticket yet, nothing like that. I work for Beatbox Beverages and we're a sponsor of the festival. So I'm really right now trying to see if I can go through work and help out with Beatbox. Otherwise, like I'm going to try and make it happen. It's just like crazy expensive. Flights right now are like $900 round trip. It's fucking insane. So just trying to coordinate all that and see what my plans are. But I am like fingers crossed, manifesting it. I would love to come back this year. I missed it last year because I was pregnant. So, and with the changes I'm about to talk about, like if you've been a lot of times, it is different every year. It does feel different every year. But I think when they have these changes and implement big things like this, it makes it even more exciting because it does feel so new. I've done 7 EDCs and every year is different. Every year I have special memories. They're special for different reasons. Like, it's just cool to go back and have like refreshing new changes. So with that being said, one of the most intriguing things to me is that a couple of the stages are actually moving locations.
One of the biggest things that stands out to me this year that we're changing is when you come into EDC, it's not going to be the same EDC that you're used to. For any of you that are with us in the past, that it's a new layout because we care so much about everything that you guys say. I comb my socials because I and the team learns most from all of you. You hear about problems and experience those problems even before we do. So if there's a bottleneck on site, or something's just not operating the way it should be, you let us know. You let us know how much you dislike what's happening. And sometimes you even let me know how much you dislike me, and that's all fine. Because I continue to try to win you over because I want you to love us and the events, and we want to come through for you. And we actually appreciate all that feedback. And one of the things at EDC Las Vegas has been that there's been some bottlenecks. The flow hasn't been as good as it used to be. You're feeling like it's overcrowded. And I will say that we did accomplish this at EDC Orlando, where people thought it was phenomenal. We made a bunch of tweaks and changes, and we are doing the same thing in Vegas, but even actually in a larger way. There's a lot more that we're doing. We're completely changing the layout. Some of the biggest stages are just moving. You're not gonna know where you are when you walk in. So the stages that are not gonna be located in the same spots are the Base Pod stage, the Wasteland stage, the Neon Garden stage. Quantum Valley is also moving. So look at the map when we post it, because it's gonna help you. I know all you veterans out there, there's a lot of you, and we love you. You are why we're able to do what we do. Your support over the years has been amazing. Take the time to really analyze what we're putting out there. We're gonna let you know so you're not completely lost, because EDC is massive. And we believe in what we've put together for all of you, and we think that it's gonna be a better experience.
I couldn't even tell you the last time they moved locations. Like, they've been pretty stuck in their spots on this map for a really long time, with the additions of newer stages in the last few years. So Base Pod, it was always like Base Pod and Wasteland were next to each other. Then you had Circuit Grounds, Quantum Valley, Neon Garden. Then they added in Bionic Jungle, and then it was like Cosmic Meadow. So it kind of goes throughout the whole racetrack. But Base Pod is moving to the other side of the speedway, so it's a huge change. And they said Wasteland, Neon Garden, and Quantum are all moving locations as well. So I don't know if they're going to shuffle them around, but I will say, just from speaking to a lot of people, Base Pod was a huge, what's the right word? It was a huge problem, traffic-wise, because Kinetic Field is on the other side of it, and then you've got, Wasteland, and I think, when they were having these major sets happen, the stages were so close to each other, and it was causing such a buildup of people. And I heard last year it got really, really bad at a couple sets. So I think moving Base Pod is a good decision. And he did say they're going to expand the dance floor on Base Pod. So it sounds like it's getting bigger as well. And he did mention that half of the stages this year will have new designs, which is very fucking exciting.
Woo! So I didn't mention this earlier, but half of our stages at EDC are brand new stages. Never seen before.
More than half.
More than half. We know that Kinetic Field and Circuit Grounds are always changing, but this year we have even more going on. I love that. So it's also one of the stages that is moving. It's going to be in a brand new location. The genres on this stage: disco, minimal, Eurodance, tech house, deep house, fast techno, garage, break beats, which I love. I love that the break.
Neon Garden is one of those. But before we get on to that, I'm just curious to see how they move things around and where they put Neon Garden and Quantum. Maybe they're just going to shuffle some things around, but I think that would be cool. And again, it's refreshing because going back, we haven't had a change like that in a very long time. So that's going to feel like a very new festival layout. And then also, depending on what types of genres you're into, that could either be that could probably be a really good thing depending on where the stages move to, because I don't know, say if they put Neon Garden next to Wasteland. I don't know. Like maybe you're at Kinetic and Neon Garden a lot. That might make it easier for you to get back and forth. But it'll be tricky because I wouldn't want any sound bleed coming over from Wasteland like into Neon Garden. Like it made sense with Wasteland and Base Pod being next to each other. So maybe they're moving both of them and like swapping Quantum and Neon Garden. So we shall see. But as I mentioned, Neon Garden, this was one of my favorite announcements. He said the roof is coming back.
This stage, it is another stage. I know I feel like I'm saying this for almost all our stages, but this is not going to be in the same location as it has been in the past. It's going to be in a brand new location. It's going to be a bit bigger, and a big change. Not only is the design going to be different, but something that has been requested is for there to be a roof.
No way. Tents in the chat. Let's go. We see you guys in the comments.
It's been, you know, when we've been open air, I love open air stages, but for this sound, for this community, it feeling a little tighter, a little more intimate, feels right. It connects different. It hits different. So we're bringing a roof in on the production. And under that roof, you're going to hear some techno, some acid house, some hard techno, and of course, some feel-good house and much, much more.
No more open air. I'm not going to lie, I really didn't like the open air the last 2 years. I thought the sound wasn't as good. It was missing the mega structure that we had in October 2021. So I don't know if it's the mega structure exactly, if it's back to a tent. I think it'll probably be a mega structure, but basically it's going to be enclosed again, which I'm very fucking excited for. That stage at EDC 2021, they also brought it over to EDC Orlando. They had a mega structure for Neon Garden. Chef's kiss. Beautiful. We love it. Some other changes. Downtown EDC is moving to the center of the festival. So I didn't go last year, but I know they expanded it and it was kind of like up to the left, more towards Kinetic Field. They're moving the entire thing into the middle, which usually the middle is like a lot of vendors. The Oasis is in the middle. There's like a bunch of art installations. The Allegiant Rave hanger is in the middle. So I'm curious to see how they move that stuff around, but like that is also very intriguing. They said they're only doing opening ceremonies on Friday. So somebody told me that they did this last year, but I guess he mentioned, which makes a lot of sense, that Sunday, basically, there was like no turnout for the opening ceremonies because everyone's fucking dead and they're just trying to like recover. So he was like, it's not fair to the artists. It's not fair to anyone else to do that. So we're just going to do the opening ceremonies when people are really excited on Friday. So I support that. I think that's a really fair decision just based on that assessment. And then I mentioned the Kinetic Circle theme, and then they also mentioned there's going to be a new Cowboy saloon called YEEEEEDC.
Well, I heard downtown EDC might be also moving.
So downtown EDC is moving to the center of the site, and if anyone knows where the Neon Garage is, it's dead center. So downtown EDC, not only were we moving it in the middle of EDC, but we're actually adding a new experience, which I'm super excited about. I have the renders of this experience, and it's hard for me. I'm an addict. Like I want to share constantly.
You gotta save some secrets.
Well, maybe I'll share it. But there's a render of this new experience that I've wanted to post. But people do get mad at me. They're like, why did you let us know that? I want to walk into EDC and be surprised, and we're leaving a lot of surprises. We're only telling you so much tonight, but we'll do this. Okay, so.
All right, I'm with you.
So we have a country saloon called the
Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert!
It's called. She just said it. It's called YEEEEEDC. So I don't know if any of you know about the EDM movement out there, but it's like I got to give my hat off to and a lot of love to, and I get emotional when I talk about this dude, amazing artist Avicii. He was like kind of the first one that really collaborated with country artists, and there's a whole like there's people that love it, and we're gonna commit to doing something really special. It's intimate. We're talking about very small in downtown EDC, and we're having fun with it. But it's the YEEEEEDC Country Saloon.
YEEEEEEDC, like that's so fucking funny. So I definitely want to go check that out and see what that's all about. And then this is unrelated to Vegas, but Pasquale let slip. I think it was on purpose, but it also kind of seemed like an accident. I don't really know, but he let slip that there is going to be an EDC Thailand that is brand new. I've literally always wanted to go to Thailand. So the fact that he said that, I was like, when? Like, let us know the tea on that. Is it this year? Is it next year? So EDC Thailand is coming, which is really exciting. So that's all the changes I had personally written down. There might be some more. There's obviously going to be a million and one surprises. He did say that, actually. He said some surprise guests are up their sleeve, and there's always like surprise artists every single year. So with that being said, let's dive into the lineup. So what I wanted to do things a little differently this time. Before we dive into the full lineup review, I wanted to list out the acts for me personally that were like my top like non-negotiables when I saw their name on the lineup or when I heard them on the live stream reveal. Like for me, I was like, I want to personally thank the booking agent who booked them. It is worth the ticket price to me for them to be on this lineup. Like for me and what I love, these are the most intriguing artists. So, of course, I have to start with Eric Prydz and Prida is coming. I don't know if it's Prida or Prida. I've heard it said so many ways. I don't even know anymore. But Prida, I'm going to say, is his alias. All the beautiful progressive house music, but like Prida is actually my favorite alias that he does. Like I would say I listen to Prida like the most out of anything, like even over listening to like Eric Prydz tracks. And I don't even remember the last time. He doesn't play like separate Prida sets that frequently. Like I think he did for an arc like after that I went and saw and I like died. But basically Prida is my favorite fucking thing ever. And when they played him on the Quantum Valley mega mix, I nearly shat myself because we're going to get a Prydz set at Circuit Grounds, which is like my favorite thing in the entire world. I'm going to ascend into heaven like I have every single time. I've never missed a Prydz set at EDC. But then I'm also going to be able to see a fucking Prida set at Quantum Valley. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, I'm going to literally die. So that alone, I was like, I have to go to EDC. like that booking by itself, I was like, done. The next one, we get an Eli Brown back-to-back high-low set. Just take a minute. Like, fuck me up, fam. I fucking love both of them. And I think that was booked on Ultra last year, I want to say. I don't know. I remember seeing this back-to-back somewhere, and I was like, you've got to be fucking kidding me. High-Low is Oliver Heldens' techno alias. Like, that is going to be fire. I'm pretty sure that one was Circuit Grounds as well. I basically, like, love Circuit Grounds. My girl Azeka, I've talked about her a million times. So excited to see her absolutely blow up. She is playing EDC, so that is a huge selling point to me. Carl Cox Invites and Carl Cox B2B Nicole Mudaber. I've heard rumblings. I think EDM Maniac shared that the Carl Cox B2B with Nicole is the closing set on Sunday. I think on Neon Garden. So that is going to be iconic. And then Carl Cox Invites, I'm pretty sure is when he curates a lineup of like his friends and artists like he wants to obviously put on a platform because he's done those shows in New York City. But obviously having Carl Cox here is a fucking massive selling point. He is not playing Ultra this year. He announced he was taking a break and he'll be back next year. So if you're not going to Ultra, like you're going to get him here. So that's huge. Obviously for me personally, Dom Dalla and John Summit, I'm a huge fan of both of them. So Dom Dalla will never miss him. And then John Summit is actually playing a back-to-back with Green Velvet, I believe, on main stage. And I haven't, like, that is going to be fucking heavenly. Green Velvet is a non-negotiable for me. He's amazing. So that was super exciting. Cassian is one of my favorite artists. I feel like he's so underrated and not enough people talk about him, but he's like one of the most beautiful, like melodic, like house artists. And I just think he's fantastic. And I don't think I've ever seen him at EDC. Now that I think about this, I don't think I've ever seen him play at EDC. So that will be beautiful. Dimension. Oh, I forgot to mention this earlier, guys. Pasquale did say that 3 genres that were getting more love this year overall were drum and bass, which we're not surprised about, psytrance, and hard techno.
There's one genre which I hold dear to my heart that we're going to give a little bit more love to at EDC this year, You guys want to guess what genre that is?
Drum and bass.
Your favorite.
And then there's another genre of music that we're going to give more love to that you haven't seen in past years. And this includes like artists that just have never played at EDC before that are going to be playing this year. That just, I actually haven't seen this happen in a long time. Drum bass have been around for a while, and we, those who love it.
Just a little bit.
I mean, jungle into drum and bass and liquid, all the different but it hasn't really kicked off. This year it's kicking off, and we're gonna show it more love, and we're gonna really kickstart things there. But there's a genre that it almost feels like it's overnight that has come into the scene that's blown up. And at first I really took it in first time when I was in Amsterdam for ADE, and I just couldn't believe the amount of energy that was behind this music and this, the amount of artists that are producing in this scene. And can you guys guess what that is? Anyone?
Hard techno.
Hard techno is just killing right now. So we're gonna have a lot of new hard techno artists. And then there's one more genre. I mean, there's actually more, but there's another genre that stands out to me that we're gonna feature a lot more than we have in past years. Anyone know what that is?
Psytrance.
What's crazy is we didn't prep anyone for this.
First time hearing
We
it.
just
First time.
at Insomniac, we just live and breathe raving, and you could have said something else because there are some teetering, other styles of music that are out there that are really buzzing, but those are the top three for sure.
Fuck yes. Yes to all three of those. There's a lot of drum and bass on this lineup, so it's having a moment in the United States right now for sure. So Dimension, after I saw him at EDC Orlando, loved him. He was my most played track of the last year. He's gonna be incredible. My friends said it was one of the best sets they saw at EDC last year, so I will definitely be at Dimension. And then I gotta shout out all my techno ladies because they're just carrying techno right now. We have Indira Paganato, Deborah DeLuca is fire, Sarah Landry, who I'm gonna see at Beyond Wonderland. She is heavy techno. And then Lily Palmer, I wasn't awake enough to see her on Groove Cruise. She played at 5 a.m, so I missed her on Groove Cruise. So those ladies all representing techno, cannot miss them. Very excited about it. And then my last few non-negotiables here, Maddox is playing. Maddox has this track, My Gasoline, that was absolutely fire last year, and he's also on the come up, absolutely blowing up. He's kind of trance, but also does a little bit techno as well. So very excited about him. Max Styler, my man's probably my favorite artist right now. Currently listen to the most, Max Styler, best set of Groove Cruise. If you guys like John Summit, Max Styler is literally going to be the next big thing. He is an incredible tech house producer, absolutely amazing. Noizu, B3B, West End, B3B, Melee. I'm a massive Noizu fan. I love West End, and Melee is fantastic as well. So that, I feel that's just gonna be such fire house music. That's gonna be so fire. I hope that's on Stereo Bloom because I could just see myself being lost in the sauce at that set. Seven Lions, we know him, we love him. I've had the most magical sets with Seven Lions at EDC. He's playing Circuit Grounds again. Literally some of my favorite EDC memories were Seven Lions 2017 and 2018, fireworks, Circuit Grounds, beautiful. And then honestly guys, I'm kind of here for Subtronics. I've been just really into him lately, just listening to his sets, not his music as much, but I haven't seen a full Subtronic set, and I've kind of been manifesting it. So he's playing on his own, and then he's playing a back-to-back with Level Up, which is so cute because that's his wife. So I just think having both of those on there is really awesome. So I do really want to go see Subtronics. And then lastly, this Worship set, which we're going to talk about here. This I think is a massive selling point for people. This is a tour they're currently doing, but it is a Sub-Focus, B2B Dimension, B2B Culture Shock, B2B 1991. All of the drum and bass. You gotta be fucking kidding. So I'm doing lots of hands today. You guys aren't watching on YouTube. These are Italian hands. I don't know what that was. But anyway, very, very exciting. That for me, those are 15 acts right there that I was fuck yes. Even Odd Mob. Now that I'm looking at this lineup, there's so many. Okay, we got to get into the full lineup here. But let me know in the comments. Drop comments. Who were the top people you were most excited to see when you saw this and you were oh my God, yes, I'm so glad I got tickets, or now you have FOMO or whatever it is. Let me know down in the comments. Alrighty, with all that being said, let's dive into the lineup here. So I'm not going to go through every single artist. I'm going to say that right now. I'm going to go through the names that I recognize and that I would recommend. And I do want to also say this isn't everything. A lot of the times you have additional stages, you have sponsored stages, you have art cars, like there are surprise performances, there are aliases, there are so many fucking things, you guys. So like this isn't always everything. And with that being said, again, I don't even know how many artists are on here, 200 artists, like however many, like I obviously don't know every single name. That would be very hard. But I do know there are a couple aliases on here already. So there's probably some aliases I don't even recognize off the bat. So basically that's when an artist is playing under a different name and it's like a different project and they might have a different genre that they play. So tons of surprises to come. With that being said, the first one I would say is Acre's Back-to-Back Cream. That will be a really fire house set. I feel like anytime there's a special like back-to-back or B3B on the lineup, it's always really, really fun. Adam Bayer going to be bringing all the techno vibes. That is a cannot miss for sure. Adventure Club. I don't think I've seen Adventure Club in a long time. They played the Imagine Music Festival pool party, but I haven't gotten like a festival set probably since EDC New York, I want to say. So like that could be good just for like the OG dubstep like memes. Sorry if you hear my dogs barking in the background, you guys. Okay, moving on. Alesso. I love Alesso. That's going to give me all like the nostalgia feels, but he's also just an amazing progressive artist as well. And I feel like he's one of those big headliner names that I like fuck with and I would want to go see. Alice in Wonderland is making her return, not pregnant this time. I would love to go see her. Ali and Fila for some side trance and side trance vibes. Andrew Bayer for some trance vibes. Actually, all the Andrews, Andrew Bayer, Andrew Rael, both really, really beautiful trance artists. Angerfist, you got a lot of hard dance on here, obviously, for like you Wasteland fans. Argy is another one I would recommend. He's got a lot of those like tracks that remind me of like Tulum kind of vibes, like just those melodic techno kind of vibes. So Argy, I would like to see. Armin van Buuren, and another like major headliner that is like worth it and good every single time the man delivers. ATLiens would be a great one for my bass heads. Atmospheres would be a good one for more, I think they're more hardstyle. I'm sorry if I'm like saying that incorrectly, but Azeka, like I mentioned, she's more on like the house and techno side of things. Beck is an amazing techno artist. She came on my radar through Insomniac's lineups and was one of my artists to watch this year, so Beck would be a good one. Before Dawn is one of the first aliases I'm seeing on here. Before Dawn is Slander's techno project, so I will fucking be at that set, and I'm so excited for that. Ben Helmsley and Ben Sterling, beautiful fire tech house artists. Don't think I've seen either one of them yet, and they're really amazing, so I would love to see them. Benny Benassi, again, legendary artist, can't go wrong with. Blastoise, another good one for psytrance. You got Boogie T on here. You got Boys Noise twice. All good options as well. Brian Kearney is a good one. Calusa was one of my artists to watch this year. They're very much in that like Latin house, tech house vibes. Very groovy. I'm kind of into them and I haven't seen them yet. Then you got the Carl Cox invites, like I talked about. Carl Cox, B2B, Nicole Mudaber. That's always going to be great. Cassian is a big one for me. Some of these names, Chef Boyar Beats. Not familiar with Chef Boyar Beats, but what a fucking name. That's awesome. Shalina Manahutu is a part of like the Elro family. She's more of that like global house music sound. She's really great. Christoph is a great progressive house artist, more in like the Prids realm. Who else? Cranked At. I feel like Cranked At is having a moment as well, like absolutely popping off. So I would definitely recommend checking out Cranked At. A little on the heavier side for me personally, but he was a good set at Project Glow. Detweekas is who I saw. I think Detweekas is who I saw at Wasteland. I made it a point in 2022 to go to Wasteland because I kept saying I would go see a set there. I'm pretty sure I saw Detweekas and it was so fun. I like more, if I'm gonna go there, I want to hear more hard style or like happy hardcore. I feel like the more like euphoric stuff is like a better gateway into hard dance. Like I can't do like the really heavy hitting like intensity. That's just not for me. It gives me a headache. Dabin and David Guetta are always gonna be great. I think, who else do we have here? Deadmau5 is playing. I think I forgot that Deadmau5 was on here. Deborah DeLuca, like I mentioned, for techno. Deeper Purpose is one of my favorite tech house artists. He played Groove Cruise and was fantastic, so I would definitely go see him again. Dioro. Every time Dioro's on a lineup, I never make it out there, but he's always going to be fun. So that's always going to be a good vibe. Who else do we have? Dylan Francis. Can't go wrong with Dylan Francis. Love him. Love his visuals. Love his performances. They're always fun. Like his music, he just has so much new music out. His new album is actually really fantastic. So I would love to go see him play some of his new tracks. Dimension, like I mentioned, is going to be really good. Diplo is on here. Who else? DJ Snake. I haven't seen a DJ Snake set in a really long time, but he actually goes really hard. I feel like he throws the fuck down sometimes and like plays a mix of genres. Dom Dalla, as I mentioned, is a favorite artist of mine. We've got Eli Brown on here twice, which is really exciting. So he's playing on his own, and then he's playing the B2B with Hilo. So that's probably going to be way more techno heavy. And then his own project is like house and techno, like tech house. So you'll get a little bit of both. So I will be at both. Eric Prydz, like I mentioned. Excision is on here. So all your bass heads, you got your king coming out to represent. That's always fucking crazy. He's blown speakers on stages before. It's fucking nuts. So I forget what stage he was on, probably Circuit Grounds or main stage. Fallen with MC Dino is a good one. Barry Corsten for all your trance beautiful vibes. Fisher, I absolutely love Fisher. I think his sets are so much fun. I love his music. Floor Shore is an up-and-coming artist who in the house scene who I would recommend checking out. You've got, I forgot so many of these names are on here. Fortet is on here. That's another big one I haven't seen yet. Ghastly's project Gengar, I think is like on the heavier side of the music that he plays. Giuseppe Ottaviani, I think he's trance. That would be really cool. Grigor sounds familiar too. I think these are all in the trance stage. These would be more in like the Quantum Valley vibes. Griffin, you can't go wrong with a Griffin set. Griffin's going to give you all like the feelsy, feel good stuff. But surprisingly, he does go like heavier and throws like some dubstep in his sets as well. So you never know what you're going to get with him. The next one, I mean, this one's crazy. Hive Mind is Keizo, back-to-back Space Laces, back-to-back Must Die. So that's going to be very fucking heavy. That will be really cool. Honey Love and Hugel for house music, both amazing. Elenium is back. I think Elenium played in 2022, and I only got to see a couple minutes of his set because I was working. And he's playing Project Glow, but he's probably going to be at the same time as Lane 8. So I need to go see an Elenium set. It's been way too fucking long. Indira Paganato, like I mentioned, for house music. Jay Wara and Jamie Jones. Jamie Jones is fantastic house music artist. And then we got my girls Jeannie and Jessica Audifred. So if you guys want some heavier dubstep, some heavy bass music, these ladies fucking kill it. Jeannie is the best. So definitely go see them. John Summit back-to-back Green Velvet is going to be amazing. John Casey for bass music is a good one as well. Oof, got so many names on here. Casablanca was another one that stood out to me. Oh, God, I don't know. I think they're more on like the melodic side. They play like live. Like I think they're more of like a live electronic act, but they have really, really sick music that I like. I feel like if you like Lane 8, they kind of give that vibes a little bit. Cascade is playing his own set. Keizo's playing again. He's playing his Unleashed XL set this time. Kevin DeVries is another artist that's been on my radar this year. He had a track come out with Mau P called Metro. That was one of my favorite fucking tracks last year. So highly recommend going to see Kevin DeVries. I think he was on the Quantum Valley lineup from what I remember, but apologies if I'm not remembering any of these things correctly, you guys. Kevin Saunderson, back-to-back DJ Minx, like reppin' legendary house music artist. That's probably going to be on the Bionic Jungle stage. Kiva, Coma, and Coven, I feel like are all really popular with people. Kyle Walker for Tech House. Lady Faith for hard dance music. Laze, who's been touring all over, opening for Diesel. Like, she's an amazing bass music artist. LF System is also a name that's, I feel like, has been blowing up. That's like been popping off. I think they had a huge track on TikTok, like go viral. So LF System is a one definitely want to check out. Little Texas, you guys know about Little Texas if you're in the hard dance space. Lily Palmer, like I mentioned. LS Dream is on here. There's so many like really massive artists who have like cult like followings, like really huge brands on this lineup. Like I didn't realize Excision and LS Dream were on here. That's crazy. So you got some really, really big acts. That's going to be way more trippier and sick. So I'm excited for that. Latrell is a great like deep house artist. Maddox, like I mentioned, is awesome. And then we have Murata if you want like really, really, really heavy intense, like void, almost like dubstep. Not for me personally, but I know a lot of you guys like that. Marcus Schultz is an amazing trance artist. Marsh is a beautiful deep house artist. He's like those Lane 8 deep house vibes, like really, really, really good. I would check him out. Martin Garrix is on here. I feel like he's another EDC staple that's going to fucking put you guys in your feels. And then right in a row here, Mary Droppins, Matroda B2B, Sam Pacho, Matt Cesare, Mau P, Max Styler, Melee. Literally that entire line is artists I would go see. That's all house, tech house, all the vibes. Matt Cesare has been on my list. He was one of my artists to watch this year. Definitely would recommend them. Melee I've seen like on an Elro lineup before, so again, like more of that Latin house kind of vibes. So that's a really good one. Who else do we have? Miss Dre is also a good upcoming artist. Midas is going to give you more like the melodic bass, future bass vibes. If you guys are part of the Ophelia fam, you'll know and recognize him. MK is on here. MK is so good live. Like he's one of those ones that like you can go and sing your heart out at the top of your lungs kind of tracks, and just hear some really groovy house music. Nightmare is going to be amazing. Who else? This is such a big lineup, you guys. I'm sorry. Noizu, and then the Noizu B3B I mentioned. I am such a massive Noizu fan. Like I feel like on the everyday basis, I listen to a lot of his music. It's just like really, really fun, bouncy, like dancey. I like to shuffle to Noizu. Like he's just always a fun set for me to go see. Odd Mob, and then the Odd Mob times Omnom projects, like both amazing. Odd Mob has been like really popping off here in the States. They had the huge track Losing Control that went out on John Summit's Experts Only label. So they've been really, really great. You've got Paul Oakenfield, Paul Van Dyke. Peggy Goo on here twice is a huge one because Peggy Goo obviously had like the most massive track last year. So those are both, she might be on 2 different stages. I think she was on Neon Garden for sure. And then I think she was on another stage as well. Prita, like I mentioned. Purple Disco Machine is going to be a vibe. I would love to go see Purple Disco Machine. Ranger Trucko for house music. Sarah Landry for really, really heavy techno. Shiba San is a legendary house artist that's been around in the game for a while. Who else? Slander, they're going to be playing their own set as well, so that will be really fun. Sophie Tucker was a big one for me. I think they were one of the first artists played on the live stream. They are going to be on Cosmic Meadow, which is such a fucking good stage for them. And it's not a live performance, it's their DJ set, which is going to be really fantastic. But I just love their music, so I'm pumped for that. Soren is a hard dance artist. Sosa is a house music artist that's really fire. You've got big names like Steve Aoki on here. Subfocused, again, all the drum and bass vibes this year, which is incredible. The Subtronic sets I mentioned, Level Up, like I mentioned. Sudden Death is playing. He's not playing a Void set. He's playing a Sudden Death set, but that is probably going to be really heavy and fire. Tiesto, you can't go wrong with Timmy Trumpet. Like, these are all big names that are usually, like, consistently on EDC lineups. Troy Boy for all the trap vibes. If you want to throw ass, go to Troy Boy. It's going to be great. Same with Valentino Khan. Honestly, like, both of those equally. I forgot Vintage Culture is on here. That is a big one for me. I haven't seen him in a while, and I love his music. As a producer, he's one of my favorite house music producers. Wade is an amazing house music producer. Wilkinson for drum and bass. Amazing live. I would definitely be at Wilkinson. I'm probably going to go to a lot of drum and bass, honestly, guys. Will Clark for techno. He's going to be incredible live. Wooly, again, in like the Ophelia dubstep family, like in the Millennium Seven Lions lane. The worship set, like I said, that's going to be fucking packed. Like I could just like, I know people were talking about how insane that it's going to be. So that's going to be packed. Then we have Wookie. Wookie's just a good time. He throws in like a lot of fun things. Like he reminds me of like a Gesture or like a Dylan Francis, but he's really fun live. He has a lot of good remixes. And then to round it out here, guys, Yado for the deep house melodic vibes. Zed is going to be one of your major headliners on here, obviously, with like the most hits in the entire fucking world. He's going to be like in the Martin Garrix kind of vibes. And then Zingara. I mean, I love Zomboy as well for bass, but Zingara is one of my favorite bass music artists. She's got her whole like, what did she call it? Space bass? Like, I don't know. It's just very wubsy and weird, and I love it. Super wonky and fun. So that is everything. Oh my God, I need to go drink a glass of water after that, you guys. That is the lineup. Incredible acts this year. I don't care what anybody says. I think this is amazing. Yes, there are always going to be names on this lineup that play every single year. Like, they have multi-year deals with Insomniac, and you have to remember, for like the average person buying tickets to EDC, like they know the headliner names. That's like what sells the tickets. And then obviously as you get deeper into the scene, you appreciate some of the other genres more, some of the smaller stages more. So for me, of course, the house, the techno, the trance this year, I'm actually very impressed with the trance. When they did the live stream mix, the Quantum Valley mix was like, that and Circuit Grounds were like almost my favorite, in Cosmic Meadow. But I think if I end up going this year, which I know I will, I think I will spend a lot more time at Quantum Valley, which makes me really excited because I feel like I only get there for like a set or two in the past, and I would love to spend more time at the trance stage. So I'm very impressed with it. Really, really cool to see more techno on here, more ladies on here, more drum and bass represented, and I'm thrilled with the house music options. So really, really cool. And like I mentioned, you guys are going to have more. If you're at Camp EDC, you're going to have pre-parties and after parties. There will be surprise sets. There will be art car sets, like so much to come. So definitely feel free to subscribe and turn on your post notifications because I will keep you guys posted. And if you head over to my personal YouTube channel under Emma Capotis, I have an EDC Las Vegas playlist that I've been curating since 2017. I have almost 100 videos on how to prepare for EDC. Anything and everything you can think of is on there. My blogs, Camp EDC guides, like guides to the strip, what hotels to pick, how to do EDC week, like literally anything you can imagine EDC related, I have covered it. And I also have past episodes on here reviewing my EDCs. So tons of content on EDC for you guys to check out. I'm here if you have any questions, so leave me comments down below, and we will continue to talk about this, and I will continue to keep you guys informed as things happen. But I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Again, give this a thumbs up. Subscribe, rate, review, follow us at Rave Culture Cast on all the platforms, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.